Like, but now, so yeah, I don't know if it's mentally determined to schedule. Well, if it's just determined to schedule, so I would Monday, the same day, because Monday just got added 2 weeks ago. So I work every day till Tuesday. From my misconception Monday. Monday I work till like about and then every other day I try to like I work 10 like 4 o'clock. I'm like I already did it at 4 o'clock. But it's just like because of the new project. Good. Yeah. I don't think I'm doing my nerves.
Hey everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's about to welcome. Had to change up my attire today, for a particular reason. Our speaker today is definitely setting standards, brand standards. We'll get to that in a minute, but I had to change it up. I'm gonna wear my A shirt with my muscle shirt, if you will, with no muscles. But yeah, welcome everybody back to ReNEW Youth Week. I don't know about y'all, but I've been definitely blessed because of our speakers. I've been excited each day and each evening after the sessions, from interviewing, from finances to entrepreneurship. God has really been moving and speaking this whole week, and I'm just really excited about this conference for everybody. Man, just really excited.
Yeah. They I don't know if y'all can tell, but we got Keith and Courtney. They done put their blazers on me. So I'm the only one out the loop now. But it's all good though. It's all good. Again, like Keith said, yeah, we really appreciate y'all hopping on. As we said early in the week, It's a lot of things that you could have been doing right now, but you did decide to hop on to this virtual conference. And we appreciate it. As Keith said, it's been a great week. We've been learning a lot. I feel like we've been getting blessed. Yeah, I think everybody's been getting blessed in these sessions. And today, I think yesterday we talked about entrepreneurship. And if you remember the way we ended it, one of the last things that we said was when it comes to, us as individuals, the two things that we have, is our name and our voice. And we have to protect that. And, that right there correlates into what we're talking about today when we're talking about your brand. And branding is something that I think I'm still learning about. And, I got my guy Courtney here. That's who's presenting today. And me and Courtney, he kind of stays on top of me about the branding aspect. And I'll never forget the conversation that we had. And I think I can't remember exactly what I was saying, but he was just telling me, he was like, stuff gonna happen in life, and you can be this way, you could be that way. But the one thing that you need to make sure you always protect is your brand. Like, that's all you got. You know what I'm saying? If you can't control nothing else, control that part. So when he shared that with me, I thought it was gonna be so valuable and so beneficial to be able to pass that on to y'all. As y'all know, the main thing and what we've really been pushing this week is the idea of being proactive and not reactive. And we're trying to unlearn certain stuff that we've learned to relearn so we can become renewed. And I think branding is actually a very foundational thing to understand, even at a younger age. So, I don't want to talk too much because I know I can, but I want to pass it along to my guy, Courtney, to give y'all some of the game that he's giving me when we're talking about branding. So, Courtney, it's all yours, dog.
What's up, everybody? Thank you, Dalen, and also thank you, Keith, for the introduction. I have had the opportunity to sit in and hang out with you guys kind of behind the scene for the entire week. And, man, it's been an amazing opportunity. Monday, talking about interviewing. Tuesday, the importance of finances. And then yesterday, understanding the aspects of becoming an entrepreneur. So my prayer, my desire is that today, you all will be lifted and encouraged by some of the things that I speak on as far as the branding portion goes. I'll do a little introduction about myself a little bit later on, but I'm excited. I'm eager about it. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare to dive into the presentation for today. But I do want to give just a little bit of the groundworks and a little bit of housekeeping for how I expect things to run today. So we're all family, we're all friends. So I want to make sure everybody, and I mean everybody on the call, participate, speaks. There are going to be a couple of times where I'm doing a little bit of a large amount of talking, but there's also going to be opportunities where I want you guys to dive in as well and speak. So don't be shy. If I see you and I call you out, don't feel any type of way. Like I said, it's all love. We're all building a brand together. And it's very beneficial to be active on today's call because, who knows what may happen towards the end and who knows what may be given out. So just make sure you guys stay on your P's and Q's. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you all. So as I said, I'm Courtney Turner, and today I'll be speaking with you all about building your brand. And so there'll be time frames where I'll refer to brand and blueprint. And for the sake of time and for the sake of properly understanding, branding and blueprints today are going to go hand in hand. In order to build a successful brand, you have to build a strong blueprint. So with that being said, I want us to go ahead and prepare to be active. I'm going to show a couple of different individuals, a couple of different brands on the screen. And I want you to tell me what's the first thought that comes to mind when you see these particular individuals. Anybody can come off mute and tell me what are your first thoughts?
Athletic.
You said athletic?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Nike.
Okay. Who do we have here?
LeBron James.
Okay. Anything about LeBron James? Come on, I know I got some Lakers fans in the house.
He signed with Nike and plays with the Lakers.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
Expensive clothes brand.
Okay, perfect. I think Jalen has a couple Louis V items in his closet too. So make sure you guys ask him
Oh,
for
man.
those belts and wallets too.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Actor.
Okay, perfect. I heard actor. And then lastly, who do we have here?
Good old Verizon, man.
Good old Verizon man. So I'm gonna leave the Verizon guy on the screen for a reason. But the reason why I showed you guys those first couple of slides is because there's been some time, there's been some effort that had to be put into place in order for all of those brands and all of those individuals to be recognized. The value that they bring to the world, to themselves, and to the other individuals that they come in contact with is the first portion that I want you guys to start thinking about when building a brand. What value are you giving to the world? What value are you giving to those around you? I think it's very funny because we all get phone calls on our telephone, we all get text messages. Ask yourselves as you move forward, when my name pops up on a friend's screen, what is the first thing that comes to their mind? Is it, oh man, this is somebody that's always giving beneficial advice. This is someone that's a leader. This is someone that I know I can depend on. Or is it a reverse object? Is it a thought of, man, I can send this to voicemail because I know it's not going to be anything good. Or, nah, they really don't want anything of any importance. So begin to ask yourselves as you're building a brand, what value am I showing? What representation am I giving the world? How do my friends, how do my family view me? Most importantly, how does Christ view me? So I left this with this guy for Verizon. So I'm pretty sure I'm a little bit older than you guys, so I'm gonna try not to date myself. But this guy was the spokesperson for Verizon. And in all of the commercials, it was, can you hear me? Good. Can you hear me? Good. But a couple of years ago, he left Verizon and went to Sprint. But oftentimes, people don't associate him with Sprint. They associate him with Verizon. So how does this compare to us and our brand? Oftentimes, things that you no longer represent and stand for, based off of past experiences, based off of past interactions, based off past attitudes. But as you work to build your brand, I want you guys to remember and understand, if they try to associate you with something that you no longer stand for, as you build a strong blueprint and a strong brand, remind the world that I am no longer associated with those old ties. The old ties have been cut away, and now I'm a new creature, a new creation, a new creature. I'm a new person, a new individual, I have a new attitude, but most importantly, I have a new brand. Is that fair? Great, great. All right. So now let's go ahead and start building our brand. Anytime I talk and think about building a brand, I always think about the fact of having a quote to represent something. As Jalen said earlier, one of my major quotes that I always look at is, you may not be able to control what happens in life. You may not be able to control the cards that you're dealt, but the one thing that you can always control is your brand. And so here we have these two quotes that come from Dr. King, and it states, and when you discover what you will be in your life, set out to do it as if God Almighty called you at this particular moment in history to do it. Don't just set out to do a good job, but set out to do such a good job that the living, the dead, and the unborn couldn't do it any better. So where does step one in creating our blueprint and our brand come from? It comes in that first portion before the comma. And when you discover what you will be in life, oftentimes people are going to tell you, your family, your friends, oh, I see potential in you. You should really try to pursue this. But once you yourself discover that this is what you really want to do, and this is what you want to be, then you can begin to put into place the actions that are necessary in order to hit those steps. And it really goes on to the second quote from Dr. King that states, be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be a sun, be a star, for it isn't by size that you win or fail, but be the best at whatever you are. Oftentimes, we're going to be measured by the size of who we are, what we are. We all see it on Instagram. Come on. We have the freshest fits. I'm guilty of it too. I have the freshest fits and I get 50 likes. And then I begin to ask myself, well, what did I do wrong as to why I only got 50 likes? Ladies, y'all know your makeup is on fleek. You got your lashes on. You know, you already know what it is. This is about to be 500 likes. But then you only get 20. Don't measure your success level by what someone else is doing. Never allow what another individual has going on in their life to deter you or to make you feel small about yourself. Master who you are first, and then you can move forward. If you want to be a Major League Baseball player, master the art of baseball first, and then you can move forward. If you want to be a scientist, master the art of science first, and then you can begin to move forward in your life. So the two first steps that I want you guys to understand and know is you first must discover who you want to be and where you want to go. The second step in creating a strong brand and a strong blueprint is finding a quote, a Bible verse, a scripture that you can have within your heart that you'll live by. Because at that point, you know, we all are leaders. And so once you have that quote, once you have that scripture, someone is going to always come to you for advice, for motivation. And that same scripture, that same quote that you have within your heart, you can always pass it along to them so that they'll be able to be uplifted in the process as well. So I got a little bit more talking that I want to do, and then I'm going to turn it over to you guys to do some talking as well. But how many of you all remember the story, The Tortoise and the Hare? How many of you guys remember The Tortoise and the Hare? And if you do, unmute and give me a summary of what happened. And if you don't, that's fine. I can give you a summary too.
The hare got cocky while running the race, and he ended up losing to the turtle.
Exactly. The hare got cocky in the middle of the race and ended up losing to the turtle. So there's a couple of different things that we can take from this particular story. One of the things that I want you to remember as you're creating your brand, I want you to be like that turtle. While the turtle saw the rabbit, the hare was 15 steps ahead of him, he was still able to block out all of his distractions and continue to move forward and see what his vision and his purpose in life was, which was to cross the finish line. The other thing is that I want you to remember is society, just like with the guy from Verizon, society will label you. Society had already labeled the turtle as the loser and the rabbit as the winner. But as a result of the turtle having a strong blueprint and a strong brand, he persevered through the process and in the end was able to win. So remember that turtle and that hare as you're in the process of running your life and creating your brand and your blueprint. All right, so step number 3. I told you guys I was gonna give you a little bit of background information about myself. So step number 3 is having confidence in who you are and what you wanna be in life. If someone was to ask me, who am I can tell you I am Courtney Turner. I'm a graduate of North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, where I majored in journalism and mass communication and studied in a minor in African American history. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you can see that I'm the founder of Dapper Distinguished Men's Society, which is an organization that works to mentor young African American males. I am one of the co-founders of Aggie Men Mentoring Group, which is an organization on A&T's campus. And on that third small block, I was able to speak to the graduating class of 2018 at my high school about creating a blueprint. In 2017, I was recognized as the top 25 most influential African-American males under the age of 25 for the state of North Carolina. So why is that important? Not for me to brag, because I'm not a bragger, but that same confidence that I just gave in telling you who I am is the same confidence that you have to have when talking about yourself in building a brand. The minute you open up your mouth, you're already being judged about where you're going to go in life. And I know on Monday they talked about interviewing. So that same confidence that you would take into an interview is the same confidence that I need you to have about yourself as you move forward in life. So step one, identifying who you are, where you want to go. Step two, create a quote in a scripture that you'll live by. Step three, always have confidence within your heart. All right, I've talked a lot. So now it's time for you guys to do some talking. What does it take to create your own personal brand and your own personal blueprint?
He's the wrong.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Purpose.
Purpose? Okay. Anybody else? Remember, there's no right or wrong answers. We have purpose.
Confidence and knowledge.
Confidence and knowledge. Absolutely. Absolutely. So these are the things that I want you to start putting into your mind as you begin to create your blueprint. So who has already created a blueprint on where they desire to be within the next few years? And it doesn't have to be anything written down, but in your mind, you know where you want to go and what you want to do. Who has already started to do that? And
Me,
if
I
anybody,
guess.
what was that?
I said me, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you mind sharing with us?
Yes. So in the next like 5 years, like I want to have a job, but like it's just gonna be like a temporary job, because I'm gonna save all the fundings I get from that job, and I'm gonna open up my own, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur basically, and I'm gonna start small. I'm gonna just build up all the way to the top.
So what, I know you said you want to become an entrepreneur. What do you want to do as far as being an entrepreneur?
I'm gonna start off probably like with like an athletic clothing brand, like something like Nike, except with what I want to do with it. And then that's when, as I get bigger, I'll probably just like open like other stuff too, and I'm gonna have multiple ways of income, and I'll have a whole bunch of ideas.
There you go. There you go. Blueprint is already starting to be created. So for those that don't have a blueprint, and I'm not picking on you guys, this is conversation time frame. Let me ask you, why haven't you created a blueprint yet? Or why haven't you decided where you want to be in life yet?
Courtney, I'm not sure if you can see the chat, but you can't see the chat, right?
I can't actually see it now. I can. Thank you.
Okay.
And this is exciting to see. I have, and I do as well. So I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna pick on Aiden real quick. I see you said you have a blueprint. Well, what's your blueprint, man?
For me, I plan on like partnering with schools. So like you know how like school shootings happen sometimes.
Absolutely.
So like I plan on like having a business that helps with schools like that just had school shootings, or like how to figure out what happens when a school shooting happens. So like what to do during a situation like that.
Okay, great. That's really good, man. And as always, I want to make sure I utilize this opportunity to say, if there's anything that we can assist you guys with, definitely let me know. You know, that's what we're here for. As we bounce ideas off one another and talk about brand and blueprints, we'll talk about that a little bit further down the line, but the importance of having a strong support system and a strong team. So good answers, and I'm glad to hear that everybody has blueprints created out. Oftentimes I hear people say you're too young or you didn't have a strong enough support system, but just to talk on the you're too young part, never feel like you're too young to accomplish anything. If you can see it, if you can believe it, if you can dream it, then it's possible to be done. So that goes back to that confidence in step 3. If God has placed it in your heart, Philippians 4:13 says that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So always remember that portion. You can do it, because if God put it in your mind and in your heart, then it's able to be accomplished. So step 4 and 5, here we go. We're back at it. When any architect gets ready to create a blueprint, they never start without a vision. They never start without a plan or direction. It's always important to know which way you want your work to go. And that's the same thing it goes as far as building your brand. And we heard, you know, a couple different examples of things as far as purpose, which is one of the things that I highlighted on. Understanding and writing down your strengths, understanding, writing down your weaknesses, you know, your purpose, your vision, and your goals. And I'm reminded of a very familiar passage of scripture, and I'm paraphrasing here, so please don't kill me if I butcher it. But from Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, verses 2 and 4, it states that anything that God puts on your mind, it can be manifested. And I know my brother Brian is going to talk about manifestation on tomorrow, but when it comes to mind, ask God to manifest it in a way that you'll be able to complete it and to get it done. So it's always important, whatever your vision is, whatever your goals are, write those goals down. But I want to challenge you to put those goals at a level or a place where you'll always be able to look at them on a day-to-day basis. In college, I wrote my goals down in my closet. One reason, because I was always changing clothes. I was always in and out, in and out. But as I was walking out to head to my next destination, I could go into my next destination knowing that I need to take this serious because this is a part of my blueprint. This is a part of my brand, and this will help me create the vision, and this will help me execute whatever my goals are. So step number 4, create your vision and your goals and your plans, but always write them down. But in the process of writing them down, and as we go to step number 5, make sure you put a time frame in which you want to execute these goals. Make your time frame realistic, but also make it challenge you to be under pressure a little bit. Always challenge yourself in the process of whatever your time frame is and whatever your timeline is. Make sure you hold yourself accountable in the process. So step number 6, where I want to hang out for a little while. Whenever crafting a blueprint, you always need a team, your crew, you know, your A1 since day ones, your Ace Boone Coon. Drake said it best. Those that'll keep it 8 more than 92 with you, and that equals what?
100.
100. That's right. That's right. So when creating your craft, when crafting your blueprint and your brand, begin to ask yourself these questions. Do your friends support the brand and the vision that you have? Are your friends working on their personal brand and blueprint while you're creating yours as well? Are they working to help you achieve your goals? Do they see the vision that you have laid out on your life? And do you see the vision that they have laid out on their life? And who are their friends? These are a set of questions that I think is very important. One, because no great architect works alone. There's always a team. There's always a support system. So I want to stop real quick and have a couple moments to talk here. Please unmute yourself. How many of you guys feel like the friends that you all have now are the friends that are going to help you be the best individual that you desire to be?
Me.
And when you say yes, please tell me why, because I'm curious and I want to hear this.
Well, my friends are I'm Noah, by the way. My friends are they're all really like go-getters, you know, and that's kind of my personality. So I surround myself with people who are go-getters, who are like it's now or never kind of people, cause that's just the life I live, you know. It's now or never. We might as well do it if we're gonna do it. All my friends are determined. So once we start something, we have to finish. You know, then there is no in between. Oh, I think I want to do this. I think I want to do that. No, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it 100%. So.
Absolutely. You said that was Noah, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So if anybody is looking for a good set of friends, make sure you guys hit up Noah because he sounds like he's determined.
Already, man. Got you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So anybody else? Let me hear from somebody. I haven't heard from many females today. Let me hear from some of my ladies. Do you guys feel like y'all have a good set of friends?
Yes, I would say I do. My
Okay.
friends are very supportive and they keep it real with me. They let me know how it is. They let me know how it is. but they don't hold me back. They let me be myself, and yeah, we complement each other.
Absolutely, absolutely. I believe it was Asia.
Yeah, I was going to say exactly what Dina was going to say. My friends are like very supportive of me, and we do compliment each other a lot, and we're like always doing stuff together. So like one of us like can't do something by ourselves, like we have to have somebody with us to like be there to encourage us. So yeah.
Absolutely. Those are all strong qualifications to hear from your friends, you know, encouragers, supporters, those that are determined and like-minded with you. You know, as you're in the process of crafting your blueprint with your team and with your crew, ensure that you identify at an early age the difference between your friends and your associates, you know, which is a very, very good thing. A wise woman once told me that an associate knows you by name, by face, but not by name. They know your face, but they don't know your true story. And they also don't see the true potential that you have within yourself. So make sure as you're crafting that blueprint and you're identifying your team, make sure you always identify if they're in the best interest for you and if they're going to help you execute your plan. So let's do a quick recap. Make sure I still got you guys' attention. First prize goes out to who can give me all of the steps, including the current step that we're in now, step 6. First prize goes to that person. Let's go. Are y'all gonna miss the prize?
And what do we do?
If somebody can list all of the 6 steps leading up to the current, well, all the 6 steps in order to building your blueprint at the current moment. Y'all missed the prize. Y'all just hurt my heart. There was a $20 gift card.
They done missed the prize.
Y'all didn't miss the prize. All right, so I'm gonna give you the steps because y'all might get another opportunity to redeem yourself.
Make sure y'all
Step
taking
number
notes.
1. You said, what was that, bro?
I was saying, make sure they taking notes.
Oh, make sure you guys are taking notes, exactly. You don't want to miss the second prize. We're gonna raid Jalen's closet. Step number 1, ensure that you identify who you are and where you want to go in life. Step number 2, make sure you find a quote or a scripture that you'll live by and that you can pass on to motivate someone else. Step number 3, always carry confidence in no matter what situation you're going into. Step number 4, write out all of your visions, write out all of your goals, and write out all of your plans. Step number 5, create a timeline in which you'll be able to execute these goals. And then now we are in step number 6, where we are talking about your friends. All right, I'm gonna hold you guys accountable. Y'all should at least know step 1 through 6 moving forward. So here we go. What are some things that are blocking you from crafting your brand? And I really want you guys to talk on this particular situation. I know my guy Noah told us on yesterday about him wanting to be an entrepreneur and ensure he utilizes his barber skills. And then we had a young man on today talk about wanting to start an athletic brand. So what are some things that are blocking your goals, blocking you from crafting a strong brand? And you guys can be honest, because this is a transparent moment right now.
I say sometimes social media.
Social media, okay. And you mind if we talk a little bit more? Why do you feel social media blocks you from crafting your brand?
Because people could put stuff on there that could put you down and make you feel like that's not a good idea to do it.
That's very true. That's very true. So in those particular situations when you see those things, how do you react to it, and how do you stay positive in that same time frame?
I don't believe it, and I don't believe what God tells me and my parents.
Absolutely. And also, never forget, you got a block button too. You know, sometimes you have to remove yourself from negativity. You know, if it's something that's really pulling down on your confidence and pulling down on your self-esteem, never hesitate to remove yourself from an equation. In order to grow, you always have to realize that sometimes you have to go. So exit out of those situations if you have to. I see a couple people dropped in the chat age. Is that Dina Miles?
Yes, I said age because I feel like a lot of the times when like young entrepreneurs try and start a business, like people are like, oh, they're so young, they don't know what they're doing, or their stuff isn't quality. I think that happens a lot.
Absolutely. So what I would say to that portion as far as age, you got to start somewhere. You know, everything takes practice, everything takes time. If you start at an early age and begin to craft your skills and mold your skills, forget what everybody else has to say. I think that goes back to that step number 3 portion, having confidence in who you are and what you're doing. I always like to use the late John Lewis for an example. At the age of 14, he started working in the civil rights aspect and the aspect of realm and being an activist. You know, the world told him too, hey, I mean, you can't be an activist. You know, you're too young. You have responsibilities within your family on the farm. But he was able to navigate both being an activist as well as being able to take care of his responsibilities as well. So never let age deter you. You know, it goes back also to if God put it in your heart, manifest it, work on it, create it, make it happen. And then also utilize those friends that we talked about in step 6. Hey, that's what they're there for. That's what your support team is there for, to help you out. Having too many ideas on what to do. Absolutely. That's me. I have to admit, I have to be very transparent here. I can wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and have about 15 ideas that I want to execute. And what I've been doing is challenging myself is to do exactly what I've been talking about inside of this particular presentation. And that's creating my blueprint, creating my vision on all of these ideas. Because what you'll begin to see is a lot of the ideas that you have really intertwine and overlap with one another. And so as you're in the process of writing that vision down and writing out your ideas and what motivates you and what pushes you, that'll be the time frame that you'll be able to see that, hey, wow, all of my ideas really are kind of one, but let's begin to execute it. And then also while you're writing it out and putting that time frame down there, you'll also be able to discover if this is something I really can do or not do. So this is cool. And I definitely want you guys to continue to put out, you know, what are some things that are stopping you from creating your craft and your brand. And if necessary, we can definitely come back to pick this up. But one thing that I want you guys to remember and understand in the process of building your blueprint is you're writing your blueprint with a pencil. So as you're writing it down, there are going to be times that you are going to make mistakes. You know, we're human, so we're not perfect, so mistakes will happen. But the important portion to remember is to every pencil, there's an eraser. And so as you erase your mistakes on every sheet of paper, you'll be able to see those mistakes that you erased. But the purpose of seeing that residue and those past mistakes that are erased, it's a reminder of what you did incorrect and how you can learn from that, how you can grow, and how you can make yourself better the next time. So our next step, very important to me in building a brand, finding yourself a mentor. Every successful mentor at some point in time has been a mentee. And every successful mentee will become a mentor to someone. In the process of finding a mentor, it's an individual that you can find yourself aligned to, that's driven, that's motivating, that's encouraging. This individual should be someone that's going to push you outside of the element, but also see the best interest in life for you. In the process of finding a mentor, you'll be able to network, you'll be able to grow, you'll be able to educate yourself, and then you'll be able to pass what you've learned on to someone else. So how many of you guys have mentors now?
Keith and Jalen are two big, huge my mentors.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just in the time frame that I've been able to encounter and speak with Keith, definitely an amazing guy to have as your mentor. And the same thing goes with Jalen from the time frame that I've been able to know him this past year. So who else has? I know Noah said he has a mentor. Who else has a mentor and why? Well, for my guys that don't have a mentor, this is my word. If you need a mentor, if you need someone to look up to, there are 4 guys on this call, myself included, that I know I can say, if you need a mentor, you can reach out to Keith, Jalen, Brian, and myself. That's what my organization is set around to do, working to help African-American males. So, and females, I can find you a strong female mentor as well. As you guys are working to build your brand and determining who you want to be, I highly encourage you to find a mentor that's doing that same particular occupation that you want to do, so that you can shadow them, so that you can see the ups and the downs, the ins and the outs, so that you can perfect it, so that you can be great when it's time for you to do that same thing. All right. Second opportunity. Y'all drop the bag, y'all fumble the bag, all of that on the first go round. Second chance. Don't break my heart, guys. What are the 8 steps so far?
Ensure who you are and where you want to go in life. Find a quote to motivate you and motivate others to pass on. Always carry confidence. Write out your visions and plans for the future. Create a timeline for goals. Make sure you establish what kind of friends you want to have hanging around you. What are things blocking you from crafting your brand? And find a mentor that you can be aligned to that share the same ideas with you.
All right. Good job, man. So we'll make sure I'll get it to Jalen to ensure that he gets the gift card to you. There's a couple more opportunities to win a couple prizes. So stay on the edge of your seats. We're going to try to make it as fun as possible. All right. So step number 9, as we get ready to find ourselves in the process of putting all of the work that we've done, everything that we've written down, we always need to ensure that we are aware of the signs while we're building. Now, we've all seen in our cars as we're driving down the road, there's always road signs. And so 2 signs that I pulled for this particular one is construction zone and no trespassing. Whenever you're creating your blueprint, whenever you're creating your brand, never be afraid to put up a sign to let someone know, hey, I'm in the process of constructing myself. I'm in the process of building my own brand. I'm in the process of building my blueprint. Right now, I have a wall built up, but I'm going to tear this wall down. And when I tear my wall down, you're going to see a greater me than you've ever seen before. Always be aware of the construction zone signs, and then always be aware of the no trespassing signs. Sometimes there are going to be people that are going to come into your life that are really going to put some weird things in your mind. They're going to put some weird things out here that you may not really fully understand, but look at that as an opportunity to say, you're trespassing in my personal brand. You're trespassing in my personal space. This is my time frame to be me. This is my time frame to grow. And then one of the ones that also I wanted to put up here, but I didn't, was beware of the this is a hard hat zone. Now, I'm hard-headed to a certain degree, but in the process of being hard-headed, I have to understand that with every hard hat that I have on is a mistake that I've made. But as I said earlier, with writing down your pencil and erasing it, take that hard hat off. There are going to be times where you are going to fail. There are going to be times where you are going to make mistakes, but there's no trying, there's just doing. So always beware of the signs as you're moving forward. And then lastly, let's start building. We have crafted our brand, we have crafted our blueprint, but now it's the time to fully start building who we desire to be in life. So I wanted to try to time it so that we have a little bit of time to have some candid conversations. I definitely want to hear from you guys about your ambitions, your goals, things that are driving you. This is a time for us to have a little bit of a candid conversation. I know I'm a little jealous y'all were able to talk to Risha one-on-one on yesterday. So I want us to have a little bit of open conversations like you guys did yesterday, just about building your brand, where you want to be in life, mentorship, how I can help out in the process as well. Not everybody speak at once.
And I just want to, as we, we've been saying throughout the week, I know y'all have heard it a lot, but take advantage of this time. Of course, we want to connect y'all. We're gonna make sure y'all are connected anyways. But I want y'all to take advantage of this time and ask any questions you have. Because again, what I'm saying, we talked about entrepreneurship yesterday. If you want to be an entrepreneur, your brand is gonna be important. I do see a lot of y'all in the chat saying age at one point, so that seems like that's still a thing, and we really want to remove that out of your mind too. So I just again, just take advantage of this, and if you have any questions, go ahead and throw it out, because by the time we get done with this, we don't want age. That's not the picture now. We want you to be like, yeah, I am this age, but I still can do it. So yeah, I just want y'all to take advantage of this time and hey.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to piggyback kind of off of that, we're not going to let age to be an excuse. And while we're creating our brand, we don't want to, look at what someone else is doing too much, but never limit age, because we see all the time in the news where younger kids are breaking records. When I started my undergrad off at FAMU, we had the first freshman to enter into FAMU ever in history. And he was 14 years old. So he and I had an opportunity to talk, and he's actually in one of my close friend circles. I asked him, why did you decide to take the option of going to college at the age of 14? And he said, because this is what I was determined to do. His game plan was to get into college at the age of 13. I could not even imagine my mind functioning enough at the age of 13 to understand. But he said, I was upset with myself because the blueprint that I had written out was to be there at 13, but I was a year behind. But I said that to say, never let age be a factor in the process. Never let that be an excuse. And, I don't want to talk too much about that, because I do want to open up the floor for you guys to talk. And even if you guys have questions for me about my personal life, my journey to where I am now, now's the opportunity. I'm really honest. I'm pretty transparent. Definitely try to answer any questions that you guys have in the process. And for the last prize, I do have a prize. We were able to give one to a guy. I'm gonna try to do the second prize for a female, just to be on the fair spectrum. So, there's your time to talk. Who knows what tricks I might have up my sleeve.
I wanted to ask you what were some of your motivations, or who did you look up to that got you to where you are today?
One of them is on the call now. I think she's on mute. And that's my mom. And I know it may sound cliche, but it's an actual true thing. My mom is a 2-time breast cancer survivor. The first time I was not born. The second time I was a sophomore in high school. And it's always funny because I tell people I never would have imagined my life to change in that process as much as it did. My mom and my aunts always pushed me to talk, to do stuff that I did not want to do. But now at an older age, I have a greater respect for it. And I said my mom because in the process of her going through breast cancer and chemotherapy, she still continued to get her education, get a higher level of education. And so that was a push and a leading factor for me to remember that if you can deal with breast cancer, no situation that I'm dealing with, I can touch it. I mean, I can conquer it, because not only did she fight and beat it once, but she beat it twice. And so, I don't want to get too much into it, but my mom and my aunts were strong and leading factors in who I am today. And I take pride in saying that I work to turn boys into men and men into gentlemen, all while giving them the keys to success. And those same keys are some of the keys they gave me as well.
Shout out to mama, man.
So for me, my name is Amber, by the way, but I have so many different interests, so I'm just like all over the place, but I have found myself leaning more towards like music ministry and just in general. Like I post videos on Instagram about things that God gave me, but it's so crazy because I think it's more spiritual, but I'll take 3 steps forward and then 4 steps back. And then it's kind of like I'm in this slump all the time. I don't have motivation.
and I'm just very inconsistent. So do you have any tips about that?
Absolutely. First is Amber, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. First, let me say, if God has placed music ministry in your heart, walk into that first and foremost. You know, when you're crafting what you want to be in life, when God has ordained stuff, walk fully into that, because doors that you may feel like are closed are going to begin to open. So let me just first say that first and foremost, as somebody that sings, or at least attempts to sing, that was pretty dope. And I want to ensure that, you know, we stay connected in the process. But I know you said you made 3 steps forward. It feels like you're getting pushed 4 steps backwards.
Right.
Why do you feel like that's the case?
Well, it's kind of like, I've seen other Christians mention it too, but it's kind of like, for like a month or 2, I'll be like doing Bible study a night and day, just like making videos, helping people. My friends, they text me and they're like, "Oh, you keep the best advice," and stuff like that. And then like 2 weeks later, like I'll just stop everything, and it feels like I'm in this horrible slump. Like I just can't do anything. I don't know.
Absolutely. So one, consistency is always key.
Right.
I always teach 3 C's for all my kids: confidence, composure, and consistency. I want you, one of the things that I've always found to be, I know you said a lot of Christians say it, as far as, I'm just in this slump, and I'm in this slump.
Right.
Speak those positive things in your mind. And I'm one of those people too. Like Jalen can say, my word is I'm in a frump. I'm frumping. Like, I'm in a whole frump today. But really speak those positive things that you've been speaking to your friends. Speak that into your life as well. You know, and I think that goes back to the signs while building your brand. You know, oftentimes we take so much responsibility on us. It's, oh man, I gotta go walk my cousin's dog. I gotta go run over here. I gotta go run over there. I gotta go here and there. Because I was the same way. Like, and when I don't think I told, but I'm originally from North Carolina. There were days where I boggled my calendar down with a 9:30 board meeting, 11 o'clock board meeting, a 2 o'clock meeting, a banquet at 4 o'clock, sing at a banquet at 7 o'clock, then try to enjoy my own personal life. Remove yourself from those things sometimes that doesn't bring you joy. You know, as you're writing out your vision and as you're writing out your strengths and your weaknesses, write out what makes you happy too. So in those moments when you get, in my words, frumpy, go back and remind yourself, wow, I found joy in just sitting outside and enjoying nature and seeing just what God has created around me. If you enjoy music ministry, do that. Just sing, blast your music, turn it up, turn Kurt Franklin. If you got to play Stomp, Ty Tribbett, we got the victory. Whatever you have to do, hold yourself accountable like you hold your friends accountable. And I'm not saying, you know, this whole 10-step process of creating a brand is nothing that comes overnight. You know, there's work that has to be done. There's ups, there's downs, but it's bouncing back every time that you've been knocked down in order to be where you want to be. And I hope that was beneficial, because
It was,
day,
yes.
you know, like we're all people. And so I don't, one of my things is I don't want to get on here and y'all be like, oh, who's this dude with this blazer on, you know, trying to be all deep and all this, that, and the third. That's not who I am. I'm very candid. And so, you know, transparency is always key for growth. And if I can help out in the process, and as a matter of fact, because you were so open and honest, one of the other things that I'm giving away is a backpack full of supplies. And so let Jalen know what are some things that you need. You know, if you need a tablet now, you might have to tell Jalen about that. I know somebody said it needs some Google Chromebooks now. That might be where the bus stops at. But, you know, let Jalen know some of the supplies that you need, and we will work to get that backpack to you in order to help out. And my contact information is on the slide with my email address. Make sure you let me know. If there's a moment where you feel down, shoot me an email. Hey, hey Courtney, like, let's get on Zoom. Let's sing together. Like, I'm a heavy tenor. I can hold in the tenor section now. Now, every now and again, depending on the song, I can shift the alto.
Right.
Soprano is where they lose me at. That's where I'm lost. But honestly, Amber, though, I hope that was beneficial, and let me know, if there's anything that I can do to help out.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No problem. No problem. Anybody else? Noah said he has a question. My guy Noah, what's going on, man?
Nothing much. I had a question, like, so to get to where you are, like now, like this big successful guy. So did you have to act different in any kind of way and like use like big words out of your comfort? Cause that's my biggest fear. Cause the only real big words I know is like complicated and malarkey and yeah, I don't really know a whole lot of big words. I have manners and all, but like I can't like act different to get somewhere. Like I have to be myself, which is kind of hard. And sometimes being myself don't work. So what do I do if it don't work?
Completely understand. I'm gonna get the answer, but I'm gonna pick on Jalen just real quick because Jalen is the most I am myself individual that I've ever seen in my entire life.
Right.
He will literally be in any particular setting at work. Jalen and I work together. It doesn't matter. Jalen is who he is, and I respect that. Me, on the other hand, I'm slightly different. And I'm going to be, like I said, I'm completely candid. I'm big on code switching. I don't know if you guys know what code switching is, but I can give a whole spill on that one. I'm really big on code switching, and I always like to dress up the individual that people see. And so what I say that to say, always be true to who you are, but dress it up if you feel like you have to put it to a different level. So kick it up in an extra octave. You don't have to know every word in the encyclopedia. You definitely don't have to know every word in the dictionary. But the few words, I'm not gonna say the few words, the words that you know and that you have in your vocabulary, make those words sound good. Like you said, what was the word you said you knew? Monarchy?
Yeah, like malarkey. Like this is complete malarkey. Like
absolutely. So I'm gonna give you a story. You gave me 2 words. What was the other word that you gave me?
Complicated.
Complicated.
It's a big word to spell. I ain't learned how to spell it till like 2 weeks ago.
Hey, listen, I'll be honest with you. Some days I don't know how to spell it, and that's true. But no, what I say, dressing up what you have. So complicated. You're in a particular situation. You said you want to be an entrepreneur, and you're in the process of asking for a loan. And the loan officer asks you, what are some problems that you are faced with on a day-to-day? You just said you only knew 2 big words. Well, let's use that word that you have, complicated. Thank you, sir. First, let me thank you for your opportunity of even talking with me. It's funny that you said that because due to COVID, business has become extremely complicated. Individuals don't want to get their hair cut. I can't get anyone in my chair. All of these things are making business for me complicated, and as a result, I can't get money.
Yeah.
So you see, you use complicated, but the sentence was amazing. Okay, it was
right.
I'm not gonna say it was amazing. It was average. But
nah, it was good. It was good.
But no, what I'm saying though, honestly, man, like, one, never sell yourself short on what you have to bring to the table. If they can't accept you for who you are, then that's first the problem. But sometimes, the truth of the matter is, and being transparent, how the world is and how the world works, there are going to be some people that you do have to up it up a little bit more for. And so in that process, take what you got, blow it out the water. I teach a class, and not to go on a tangent, I teach a class to guys about etiquette. And one of the things the guys told me was he only has 1 suit. He was going into his first job where it's business professional all the time. My story to him was almost like that. If you have 1 suit, you have the essentials to go throughout the entire week. Why do I say that? Because you can dress that suit up every day. Your first day, you wear it with no tie. The second day, you wear it with a tie. The third day, you add a pocket square. The 4th day, you change the tie. And then on the 5th day, you make that thing casual because it's still business casual Fridays, and throw a t-shirt with it. You have the essentials. It's just the process of what you're going to do and how you're going to dress up what God has already given you. So that's facts.
Appreciate that.
No problem, Noah. I like Noah. Noah's going somewhere. Y'all mark my words.
Appreciate it.
When you get your barber license, let me know. You can edge me up.
Thank you.
No problem. No problem. I got to see your work first, though.
Already. I understand.
Absolutely. Anybody else? I know it's 7:31, and I want to be cognizant of everybody's time. But if anybody has any one-off questions, if I'm gonna go to the next slide so y'all can see my contact information, my email address, and my telephone number. But does anybody else have any other questions? Anything that you guys want to say? Anything for me? Don't hesitate now. Like I said, I'm a pretty open book. I try to be funny in the process of it. And then I do want one more person that I haven't heard from all tonight. Didn't drop in the group chat, didn't open up, didn't say anything. I want one person that hasn't said anything tonight. Give me the 10 steps on being successful. I'll give you a key. The 10th one is start working. So I gave y'all the 10th one, start working. So somebody that has not said or done anything. And while y'all getting it together, because I know y'all took so many notes that y'all got to go through pages of paper. Aiden said he has a question. Aiden, what's your question, buddy?
I'm just wondering, like, if you have multiple ideas, but you don't know which one you should choose or you should start off with, how do you figure out which one you want to start with?
Well, first, how many ideas are we talking?
For me, I have my dad's always telling me that I need to have a backup plan.
Absolutely.
For example, I want to go to the NBA and play basketball, but if I don't make it to the NBA, I need to have a backup plan. So I want to be a musician, produce music, but sometimes I also want to help people out, be an entrepreneur. So I don't know what I should do.
Absolutely, and I see Jalen posted in the session too. I know Brian is gonna pick up on manifestation and mastering your craft, so I'm not gonna dive too deep into it. But I will give my personal opinion, my personal advice. I'm all about weighing your options. So you said you want to go to the NBA, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you playing basketball now then, right?
Yes, sir.
You doing travel leagues?
No, not right now because of
COVID, right? But
yeah.
before COVID, you were doing travel leagues, right?
Yes, sir. Sometimes.
Bet. So these are some of the things that are most important to ensure that you're at least moving into the right direction. I laugh because people always say they want to be a part of the NBA, but don't limit yourself to just being a player for the NBA. There's a lot of other options. You can own the team. Don't just limit yourself. It's good to be on the team. It's good to love and have a passion for it. But also, while you're looking at NBA, also look at other avenues that you can take inside of the NBA. Ways that you can navigate through. And I don't want to use the typical sob story because if you get injured, what's going to happen next? But that is a factor that you always do have to kind of take into consideration. I know you also said that you want to help people. And that's why I said coaching. One of the best things about helping people is being a coach and also loving the sport and mastering the sport. Now, as far as the musician portion goes, I'm not exactly sure how that runs into the NBA. But what I will say is while NBA players are traveling, they always need some good music. So if you're a coach, if you're motivating them, you can also inspire them with some great music. And I'm not just saying go for a coach and don't be a player, but I do want you to realize that there are a lot of different options as far as going into the NBA. One of my close friends played for the Steelers, which of course is NFL, but one of my close friends played for the Steelers, and he was on the team for 5 months before having an injury, which he lost his contract with the Steelers. he went through like a major spiral of depression, but he loved the art of football so much. And so now he's actually coaching a Canadian league in Winnipeg, Canada. And so that's what I'm saying. Never, always make sure you get your education, because no matter what you do in life, you know, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, you know, any avenue that you take in life, you have to be educated, because you never want to be cheated. You know, if you don't be educated on anything else, be educated on money. Because if you're in the NBA, they tell you that your check is supposed to be $5,000. They're gonna take out 5%, but they end up taking out 50%. And now you see we're unequal because we didn't learn the craft and we didn't learn the basic necessities, which goes back to building that foundation first, the crafts that you need to know first before you can elevate to move higher. But Aiden, man, it seems like you got a game plan, man. You know, don't limit yourself. Continue to do what you're doing, you know, but always know. And your father's right. You know, you do always need to have a backup plan. But ensure that just don't give up on yourself. Write that vision down, man. You know, study the art of basketball. Study what you can do. My thing I always tell people is, what's going to make you different than what somebody else is doing? Because the truth of the matter is there's somebody right now that's having the same conversation that they want to be a part of the basketball, be a part of a basketball team. But what cross up, what move? Now, I'm a beast on the court now. Y'all saw swish. Okay, it was a joke. I'm not that good. Y'all can laugh. It's all good. But no, honestly though, you know, ask yourself, what are you different? What are you doing different that will make any league, any coach say, this is Aiden Davis, and I need him on my team. So always ask yourself that question.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. I see you laughed at me, Amber. All right. If anybody want to see me on the court on 2-on-2, I got y'all. I'll lace up.
Yeah.
I'm a joke. It's all joke. But so last thing, and I'm gonna let you guys go. I see he said bet. I'm gonna see you on the court. Let me know what's good. Let me know what's good with my suit on. I got you. But lastly, I said I wanted one female to give me all the steps, and then we're out of here. I have a closing remark, and then we're out of here. One female. Come on, ladies, don't be shy.
Come on, ladies.
All right. I'm not gonna push it. I'll give you guys the steps and then I'll finish. So step one, discovering who you are. Step one, discover who you are and where you want to go. Step two, ensuring that you have a quote or a scripture to live by. Step three, always have confidence. Step four, write out know your vision, your goals, write them out. Step five, have your time frame in which you want to do it. Step six, evaluate your friends. Step seven, identify the things that are stopping you from creating your brand and your craft. Step eight, grab a mentor, and then you can become a mentee. And then lastly, step nine, beware of the signs. I want to let you guys know that you all are able to be successful in anything that you put your mind to, because first and foremost, you are allowing God to align your ways and your steps. Remember that your life's blueprint turns into your life's legacy. So you always want to ensure that you leave out a strong legacy for those that are coming behind you. I have thoroughly enjoyed you guys on tonight. If you all have any questions and need to reach out to me, Jalen as well as Keith has my information. And I look forward in connecting with you, Amber. I'll get that stuff over to you when we're on the basketball court. And if anybody else needs me, don't hesitate to reach out to me.
Ooh, good. Thank you. So Jay Keith, make sure you hit him up for the one-on-one. You're talking a lot of noise.
Most definitely.
Thank you, Brother Courtney. I appreciate it. This is valuable information. We definitely learned a lot. I'll take notes myself, so I pray everybody else is taking notes. We're challenging them to literally write down their blueprint, and we want to see those, everyone, your blueprints. So please send those to us. We'll give you a deadline when we meet as a ministry. But please write down your blueprint. We want to walk through those with you all. We actually want to send those to Courtney and allow him to take a look at those to get some feedback for you as well. Appreciate it again. See y'all tomorrow, same time, same place. I know we have my guy, Brian. We'll talk more about him tomorrow, but appreciate y'all. Take care.
One more day, man. Last day. Tomorrow.
You too. Yeah.
Thank y'all.